What's up guys, and welcome back to Software Solutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, the Reloaded version. Now yes, ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty Reloaded is out right now and it's playable, and there is a lot of problems happening. Since Call of Duty, every time they release a brand new update, they intend to break something. They will fix something minor and then break something big. That is just Call of Duty for you, and unfortunately that's just how this goes. Now ladies and gentlemen, all you're going to need to do is follow my guidelines and you should be good to go with FPS, and I can promise you, you have a smoother gameplay experience once you watch this video from the beginning to the end, and we should be good to go. Alright, let's jump straight into this video. Alright, so the first thing I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. It is the config file. You're going to come to your file explorer like this, and then go to documents, go to Call of Duty, and you're going to see this folder called players. Now as soon as you go into players, you might have multiple things inside here. As you can see, mine is more empty right now. I used to have a lot of stuff like all the way till down here. Okay, now I recently went to go ahead and go back, and then where it says Call of Duty, right click on it, and I deleted it, and then I relaunched my Call of Duty. Now please wait before you go ahead and just fucking, delete this and just launch your card. You need to understand what's going to happen once you delete this, okay? It's going to then create you a brand new player config file, and it's going to change everything inside the config file for you. And I highly recommend that you actually go ahead and do this right now at this very moment for the latest season. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's a lot of old stuff inside there that Call of Duty can conflict with one another. The files can actually conflict with one another and make your game either not run correctly, or it could also just in general give you fucking problems and also FPS decrease. So I highly recommend deleting this folder, and it will recreate you a new one once you launch Call of Duty. Okay, now I'm going to show you these steps. I'm not going to do it over, but I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, and then you're going to just follow those guidelines and you should be good to go. Because I went to go ahead and do this myself, and I saw some massive increase in FPS by also tweaking the config file once I made a new one. Now this is my new config file. If I go inside here and I go to players and I go to this one over here that says options for the COD23, you will have one like this once you deleted it, and it will be brand new. Now you're going to open this up with any editing software like a notepad or any editing software that you can edit with, and you're going to come inside here. Now these two have changed now for the latest Reloaded version, and I went to go ahead and find out that this is the best you can put this on. Okay, this one over here, this is the best you can put this on. Now it doesn't matter what GPU you are running. It doesn't matter if you're running an AMD graphics card or an Nvidia graphics card. It doesn't matter if you're running an old GPU or a newer GPU. It does not matter. Okay, I highly recommend that you go ahead and put this like this, 0.8. So that is 80% on the VRAM scale in game. Do not drop it down. Leave it at 80%. I don't care if you have a 4 gig graphics card and playing this game and you are capable of playing the game, leave it at 80. Don't dim it down. People, yes, I know. Some people do get away with lower generation graphics cards by putting it at 50% or 60%. So that's using 60% of your VRAM. Right now, this very moment, if you own anything like a 20 series and upwards, I highly recommend that you put this at 80% and you should be good to go. So 20 series and upwards will be perfectly fine. If you have something like a 1660 and stuff like that, you can also try this. If it doesn't work for you and you see less FPS, then I would recommend trying 60 over here. So that's literally just going here like this and then type in a 6 like that. Then please don't touch the VRAM scale inside your game. Please don't do that. It will then fuck this config file over. All right. Now, I have a brand new system right now at this very moment. I have a 14700K and DDR5 memory, and I have my RTX 4070 Super. Now, something I just want to mention is, as you can see there, I have 16 inside here. Now, at this very moment, for the Reloaded version, you're going to put your total cores inside here. I have a total cores of 20. So I put 16 inside here. The reason why I put 16 inside here is because the value can only go to 16. Do not, please do not, I repeat, do not put 20 inside here if you have a 20 core machine. If you have a 24 core machine, please don't put 24 inside there. Put 16 inside here like this. If you have 16 cores or higher, total cores, and no, this is not your performance cores, this is not your efficient cores. Don't put that in here, okay? You're going to put your total cores inside here. So let's just say you've got, I'm going to make an example, you have 8 total cores, put 8 inside there. Let's say you have 12, you put 12 inside there. Let's say you got 16, you put 16 inside there, just like that, all right? If you've got anything more than 16, leave it at 16. Please go ahead and leave it at 16. Please don't push it up. It will default and then it might basically make your game run worse if you put this higher than 16, because the highest value is 16 here. So please don't put it higher than 16 over here. Right, once you're done with that, something I want to mention is this over here. If you have a 40 series card, it doesn't matter which 40 series card you have, it doesn't matter which one you have, okay? Right now at this very moment, I just want to show you this. After you're done changing these settings over here, you're going to click on File, you're going to click on Save, and then close out of it, and then close out of this, and I'm just going to show you something, okay? Right now at this very moment, the 40 series cards favor this driver, okay? And I'm going to show this to you. So I'm going to go to the search bar and type in device manager. I could just do that, device manager, and go like this, and then open this up. I'm just going to show you something. So I'm going to go to my display adapters, and then go to my Nvidia graphics card that I have. That is my Intel 14700K's GPU that's built into it, and here's my card. Okay, so I'm going to go to properties and then go to driver. This is the driver that it favors, so it's 551.52. All 40 series cards favor this driver. Okay, please, 551.52. It favors this driver right now at this very moment. Please go ahead and just type in on Google, Firefox, whatever web browser you have, type in Nvidia driver download 551.52. Download it, click Express installation, install it, and then there you go. You should be good to go. But you're going to need to install GeForce Experience and then the Game Ready driver. It's going to ask you that in the beginning, and then you say Express installation and install it and get it over and done with. Once you are done with that and you installed this driver to your machine, if you have a 40 series card, now you can be on the newer drivers if you have an older card. But with the 40 series cards, I highly recommend you run that driver that I just showed you now. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open up GeForce Experience and just show you that there's literally two drivers in front of this. So it's opening on my other screen. I'm just going to move this. I'm going to go to drivers, and I'm just going to show you. Here's the latest version right now, which is 551.76. It is the latest driver that's out right now. Now, I downloaded this driver and then went to go play Call of Duty. I went to go play Warzone, and it would make my game crash. And then I would get also, for instance, less FPS when it comes to my 40 series card. So right now at this very moment, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, please go ahead and download the driver that I just mentioned if you own a 40 series card. Now, if you have anything lower than that, like a 30 series card or a 20 series or 10 series or whatever graphics card you are running, or from AMD side, just be on the latest driver. Be on the latest driver. If you run the latest driver and your game runs perfectly fine, be on the latest driver. Please go ahead and do so. It's very, very important. All right, let's jump straight into the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is you're going to click on the start button over here and go to settings and come inside here, and you're going to come to gaming and come inside here and then come to game mode. Make sure game mode is turned on right now. Go to graphics settings and come inside here. Now, this where Call of Duty is inside here, please go ahead and click on remove and remove it out of here. Escape from Tarkov, to be honest with you, I'll remove as well. Remove anything that is inside here. You can just click on it and say remove. And please have hardware accelerated GPU scheduling turned on right now at this very moment. That's very, very important. Please go ahead and do so. It is extremely important for this to be on to get more performance out of your game and less input latency while you are playing the game. From here, you're going to go to the home button, and then from here, you're going to come to privacy, scroll all the way down, and then go all the way to where it says background apps. Now, if you're a Windows 10 user like me, you're just going to go from on to off, and you should be good to go. If you're a Windows 11 user, you're going to have to individually turn these things off one by one. I'm not going to make this video any longer by Googling and showing you how to do that. Just Google it yourself and disable individual background apps because you don't need them. Now, like I said before, I provide a service. Send me an email if you want me to do this for you, and I can actually help you do the correct steps. A lot of people, I go more in depth with when I do a service. I don't just on YouTube, this is just what I do. Like, I'll show people what you could do here to make your games and stuff run better. But with my service, I go more in depth with your specific machine. Okay, so this is something I want to mention. All right, once you're done with this, you're going to go to the home button once again, and you're going to come to update and security and make sure that your Windows is up to date. Just say check for updates and make sure that your Windows is up to date. That plays a very big role in your machine. Okay, it really, really does. you need to let your Windows stay on the latest drivers. It doesn't matter what Windows you are running. It could be Windows 10, it could be Windows 11, it doesn't matter. Please go ahead and update your Windows drivers. It's very, very important. As you can see, there's a new driver right now, and it's busy installing right now. So I'm not going to show you how that's installing, otherwise I'm going to bore the living shit out of you guys. But let's just go out of this. Let's jump straight into the next step. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. Before we jump into the game with your new config file and everything, we're going to need to do this. Right click on your desktop and open up the NVIDIA control panel if you are an NVIDIA user like me. You're going to open this up like this, and you're going to come to adjust image settings with preview, and make sure you have this on use the advanced 3D image settings, and click on take me there. Basically, it's just going to take you to manage 3D settings, and it's going to take you inside here. Now, as you can see, it's changed by me. It has DSR factors at 4%, and then, or 4 times, and then DSR factor smoothness at 33%. Now, something I want to mention is every time you maybe downgrade a driver or update your driver for your NVIDIA card, the things inside here changes. It might change for you, or sometimes it will leave it at its defaults that you set it to. Now, mine has completely changed, as you can see here. Come inside here, and then as you can see, it is at 4K. Now, obviously, I don't want to run this at 4K, so I turn it off, and I just completely turn it off. Then DSR factor smoothness will go away itself. I do not want to upscale my game inside here at all. I'll rather use like upscaling inside the game settings instead of inside here. Please don't use it inside here, because then it's going to upscale your other games as well, not just Call of Duty. Okay, so turn this off if you do see that being on, and you're just going to copy every single setting I have inside here, and you should be good to go. All right. So this one over here, which says OpenGL rendering GPU, you're going to select your dedicated graphics card. Power management mode, prefer maximum performance. Shader cache now at this very moment. Driver default, not 100 gigs anymore. You should be good to go. Scroll down, and then where it says texture filtering quality, I have mine at quality. Now, the reason why I have mine at quality is because I have a 4070 Super, and I do have a 14700K, so it runs this perfectly fine. In fact, I had this at quality with a 2060 OC and a 9700K, my previous rig that I was running, and it was running this game perfectly fine like this. So if you have anything equivalent to that, like my old machine, go with quality over here. If you have anything lower than that, then please go ahead and select this, and then go to performance or high performance. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that, and you'll actually see an increase in your FPS and a smoother gameplay experience. Please go ahead and do that. And then the rest of the things over here is just virtual reality things. You don't need to fuck around with it. Now, once this is all being changed, you're just going to apply this. Don't worry, your screen might flash a couple of times. Your screens might even go completely black. This is just something that your NVIDIA drivers will do. Your screen might go completely black. Your screen might flash a couple of times. It might do its own weird little things because you just changed important things on your machine that needs to be changed and needs to be set into your machine. Okay, this is just something I want to mention because a lot of people might be confused if their screen goes completely black and they're like, whoa, what the fuck, what just happened, you know? So I just want to explain that to people and keep that in them informed about that little situation there. If your screen does go completely black, don't worry about it, you are all good. Right, once we have changed this now, you're going to come to config surround physics and make sure that you have your dedicated graphics card selected. So auto select, you are not going to select this. CPU, you're not going to select this. You're going to select your dedicated graphics card and say apply. I've already done this, so I can't say apply over here. Now, you're going to come to adjust desktop color settings, and you're going to come inside here. Now, if you have multiple monitors like me, I have 3, as you can see. This is my main screen. Brightness I have at 50%, contrast at 65%, and then my digital vibrance at 95%. This is how I recommend I play my games. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do know that the new Nvidia app is out right now, but that app has just been released. So I'm not going to just all of a sudden like release a video showing you guys like, okay, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then, for instance, maybe they do an update on that app or something, and then something fucks out. So I don't want to just release a video about that and then not knowing what's going to happen with your machine. For instance, like you'll lose performance, or maybe you increase performance. I don't know, but I'll make a dedicated video for the new Nvidia app. Don't worry, I will do so. Just stay tuned. Be subscribed to my YouTube channel if you're not subscribed. I will do a video on the new Nvidia app. I don't want to go in there and start changing things for you guys and show you stuff and then be like, this will work perfectly fine for you. But then when you play your game, it doesn't work fine. Like, yeah, the color of the game looks much better, but the performance might be shit. So I don't want to just record a video and show you what to do. Let me not do that yet. I'll make a dedicated video for the new Nvidia app. Just stay tuned, be subscribed to the channel, and you should be good to go. But from here, I highly recommend you keep this like this, and you should be good to go when it comes to the Nvidia settings. All right, we're going to close out of this, and there's something I just want to mention. Okay, this is just for my motherboard. I don't know why this just came up on my main screen. Anyways, something I want to mention is this over here. Please go ahead and do this if you haven't done this already, or if you've done this already, please do it again. You're going to come to the search button over here and type in CMD, and you're going to right click on this and go to run as administrator, say yes to the command prompt, and then this is going to open up. You're going to type in SFC spacebar / scan now, one word, and then press enter. It will scan through your entire machine and find if there is any corrupt files on your machine, and it will automatically fix it for you. Now, this is a really good thing to do, and I highly recommend you do this maybe once a month or so, and you should be good to go. Now, there's another 3 steps that I highly recommend you go ahead and do is, before we even launch into Call of Duty, is this over here. You're going to press the Windows key and R, and it'll bring up the run tab like this. Now, you are going to type in temp, just like this, TEMP, and press enter. Click anywhere inside here, press Ctrl and A to highlight everything inside here, press delete on your keyboard, say do this for all current items, and say continue, and it will look like this. Say do this for all current items, and say skip, and then it will look like that, and you're going to say cancel. Don't worry, I am recording, so a few things might cancel and not delete. These things are currently being used through Windows. That's like trying to delete Windows while you're still on it, so don't worry about this. This will just stay inside here because Windows is currently using that files. From here, you're going to press the Windows key and R again. This time, you're going to press Shift 5 in front of the P, and then go all the way in front of the T and Shift 5 with the percentage symbol. So percentage, temp, percentage, and then press enter. You're going to click on anything inside here. Let's click on this bullshit right here. Press Ctrl and A, and then say delete on your keyboard, and then say continue. You're going to delete everything inside here. It's just bloatware and things in the back of your machine that runs in the back of your machine for no reason whatsoever. Just go ahead and delete it. Now I'm going to go out of this. This is still deleting. As you can see, that's literally just bloatware fucking around with your machine. Next step, Windows key and R one more time, and this time you're going to type in prefetch, just like this, and press enter. Say continue, and then you can click on anything inside here, Control and A, highlight everything, press delete on your keyboard, and then say do this for all current items, try again, and do this for all current items, and say skip, and you should be good to go. Now, once that is done, please go ahead and empty your recycling bin. Right click on your recycling bin and empty it out, and then you should be good to go. That's bloatware that has been removed from your machine now, and you should be good to go with your machine. Now, we are going to jump into Call of Duty. Now, when you jump and launch your Call of Duty, it doesn't matter if you're running it through Battle.net or Steam, it's going to ask you if you want to run the game in safe mode. You just deleted your config file, so it's going to make a brand new one for you, okay? Trust me on this, you'll be good to go. It's going to ask you if you want to run your game in safe mode. Please say yes. You're going to go through all the command prompts, just the things that it's going to ask you, like the brightness, the audio, your settings. All your settings will be gone. All your settings will be gone. So you need to reconfig. Just bear this in mind. You need to reconfig your settings. So for instance, like putting your armor plates on. If you play with a controller, you have to change your controller settings. If you have it in your mind, you should be good to go. Don't worry about it. But it's very important right now to actually go ahead and delete the player folder. In fact, the Call of Duty folder. Delete it so it makes a brand new one once you launch Call of Duty. Now, like I said, if it asks you to run in safe mode, please say yes. Then it's going to recalibrate everything inside your computer, everything inside your components, and everything it's going to find brand new, and it's going to look at your machine and be like, okay, this is what this guy is running, blah, 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 and it's going to go into the game. Then once the game launches, click anywhere on your screen just once the game is fully in the game. It's going to go through the cutscene and everything. Once it's fully in the game, click anywhere on the game just once with your mouse and then leave it. It will install the shaders for your graphics card, okay? Don't touch your keyboard, don't touch your mouse, and just leave it. Let the shaders install, completely finish, and then I'm going to show you the best settings you can use for Call of Duty right now, this very moment, for the reloaded version for Season 2. All right, let's jump straight into that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we jump straight into the game, I highly recommend you go down to the description down below and click on my affiliate link for my sponsor called Sense Quality. They're here to help every single person out there that's gaming right now at this very moment. If you are new to computers and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, for instance, like you just don't know your computer's parts, or you want the best optimization for your machine, I highly recommend coming to Sense Quality, which is my sponsor. Go down in the description down below, click on my affiliate link, you'll get a discount as well. If you go to my affiliate link, they can help you if you're a streamer, they can help you with your internet, they can help you with your PC, with your PC build, if you're having problems with your PC in general. They work with really high-end computer users in general when it comes to professional gameplay, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. It is something that they do. They provide a service. Now, I also do provide a service. If you would like me personally, me as the YouTube content creator, to help you out, you can just send me an email over here and then we can take it from there. I do provide a service myself as well. I do also charge a fee, and then I will book you into my Discord and we can have a one-on-one time by me optimizing your machine for you. Now, I highly recommend, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do so, you can either go through me or you can go through my sponsor. It doesn't matter. It is your choice. All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into the game. Let me show you the best settings you can use right now for Season 2 Reloaded. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're in the game right now, and I'm in the display tab, and I'm going to go over this over here where there's 4 options in the display mode. Now, I'm going to give you the reason why you should select what inside here. I'm currently using full screen borderless because I have multiple screens, and this is the reason why I'm using this, is full screen borderless. People has asked me, yo dude, don't you get input latency or anything like that while you are using that option? I say no. I honestly just say no because I actually don't. Not even with my previous rig, and it was an older rig. It was a 9700K with an RTX 2060 OC. That's what I was running, and 16 gigs of RAM. I'm currently running a 14700K, an RTX 4070 Super, and then 32 gigs of RAM, but they DDR5. Now, with my previous machine, I was also running full screen borderless. Why? Because I have multiple screens. So I highly recommend you use this option if you have multiple screens. If you only have one dedicated screen, like a monitor or a display or a laptop screen, I highly recommend you go with full screen exclusive. It actually makes the game responsive and much better overall. The experience of the gameplay is much better. Now, something I want to mention is this over here as well, is windowed mode. If you're struggling with FPS, I highly recommend using this option. You can go ahead and use it if you have a low budget gaming machine. So let's say it's a low budget to medium budget gaming machine. You can go with windowed mode, or you can go with full screen extended windowed mode. You can go with these options, and this is just something I wanted to point out. All right, to jump straight to the next step. All right, so the next step I want to recommend to people is this over here. Aspect ratio, I currently have mine. It's my own personal preference, and yet again, this will be your own personal preference. I have mine at wide 16:9. All my games I play at wide 16:9, but yet again, it's your own personal preference because a lot of people do have custom rigs, for instance, custom screens and stuff like that, like gaming screens, so gaming monitors that's ultra curved, ultra wide, whatever the case might be. If you would like to, for instance, you've got a really decent screen and it was very expensive, go here and then go to automatic. So Call of Duty can automatically detect what screen you are currently running, and it will automatically detect it and use your specific screen that you're running and run the settings for your specific screen. I use 16:9 with my current screen, and it's perfectly fine for me. It's my own personal preference. All right, we're going to go over to this option later on, but first you're going to do all the things that I'm about to show you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the people out there that deleted the config file, the Call of Duty, or you just deleted the players one, it doesn't matter if you deleted the players or the Call of Duty folder in your documents folder. If you did go ahead and delete that, you're going to get an intro video. You're going to have to wait for the shaders to install, and then you'll be able to get in here where it says display. And you're going to do everything I'm about to show you right now. Copy my settings as is, and you should be good to go. It doesn't matter what machine you are running. You will be perfect on what I'm about to show you. All right, we're going to come back to this one over here. Display gamma. Right now at this very moment, I have mine at 2.4 because I have a TV. I have a dedicated TV, and this is how I play my games. I play it on a Samsung 4K TV. All right, this is how I play it, and all you need to do is read it on the right hand side, open your eyeballs, use your fucking eyeballs, and read why you should put this at 2.2 or why you should put it at 2.4. 2.2 is for screens like laptops, monitors, gaming monitors. 2.2 because they are monitors. If you have a TV, this is why this option is here, because Call of Duty knows people play on TVs as well, like me. Okay, so that's why I have this at 2.4. Now, all you're going to need to do is actually open your eyes and read, because I don't know if I should make my videos in Braille, because some people don't even listen to what the fuck I have to say. Anyways, let's just get over that, because I'm not going to get into that little conversation over there, but leave this at 2.2 if you're running a monitor. If you're running a TV, go to 2.4. Brightness, I highly recommend you change it to 55% to 60. Do not push it over 60. If you push it over anything than 60, your game looks washed out. Please don't do that. 55 to 60. 60 is the highest I recommend you go to on the brightness inside this game. Doesn't matter what screen you are running. Okay, from here we're going to go to constant mouse to game window. This is a pretty cool feature for Call of Duty if you want to constantly be on your main screen while being in the menus. Like you don't want to go off to your other screens. I'm just going to make an example. I have a screen on my left and I have a screen on my right. If I go to the left side, I can get onto my other screen. I'm on my other screen right now. If I go to the right side, I go to my other screen. Cool. Awesome. Now, if I enable this and I say apply, then I can't get off this. I'm stuck. I'm physically stuck on the screen, okay? This is just while you are in the menus. Once you're in the game and this is off, right? And now look, it goes to my other screen. Don't worry, if this is off and you flick really hard with your mouse will not go to your other screen because it automatically detects that you are in the game currently playing, so your mouse won't go off the screen. It's just for when you're in the lobby or in your menus and stuff like that. That's why this option's here. It's a pretty neat feature. You can go ahead and use it or not use it at your own personal preference. All right, this one over here, Nvidia Reflex Low Latency. Mine is currently locked because I have a 40 series card, and in the quality tab, I have frame generation on. Okay, if you have a 40 series card right now at this very moment and you have one in your machine, you know you have one in your machine, please copy these settings that I'm going to show you. Okay, please do so. Anything lower than that, so like 20 series, 30 series and stuff like that, you're going to come inside here, and then yet again, all you need to do is open your eyeballs and read what the fuck it says here, why you would have it on, why you would have it on plus boost, and why you would have it off. Number one, you will never have this off. It will either be on or on plus boost. Okay, it literally tells you on plus boost is if you are CPU bound cases, and then on is if you are GPU bound. Now, if that sounds gibberish to you, basically, it's basically if you have a really decent graphics card, please use on plus boost, okay? If you have a really high-end CPU with a lower generation graphics card, go with on. So it's the opposite way around. You just need to read. That's all you need to do. Open your eyes and read. That's literally just what you need to do. Take your eyeballs, focus it here where this mouse is, and read which one you should be using. All right. As you can see, it says locked because Nvidia DLSS frame generation is set on in the quality tab. All right. We're going to scroll down and come to eco mode. You're going to have this at custom. Please do not have this here. Please do not have this here. It's going to make your game run like dog shit. All right. VSync, I highly recommend you go ahead and turn these things off if you don't get screen tearing in your game. Now, screen tearing looks like that over there. If you're playing your game and your game is physically doing this while being in the menus, because it literally has a menu option as well, and then also in-game. Most likely it will happen more in-game than what will happen in your menus. So if your game is like screen tearing like that, then I would highly recommend that you select it and put it on 100% here and 100% there as well. Mine is off. I leave mine off because I don't get screen tearing in my game whatsoever or in the menus, so I leave mine off. If you don't get screen tearing, leave it off. That's all what VSync does. VSync will not let you get screen tearing, and it will also cap your FPS to the refresh rate of your monitor. So let's say it's 60, 120, 240, 500 hertz, whatever the case might be, it will cap it to the refresh rate of your monitor. That's what VSync does, and also helps you not get screen tearing. That's the case why VSync is in the game as a setting. All right. From here, you're going to go to custom frame rate limit. Now, a lot of people has commented down below, yo dude, no, don't have it unlimited, no, go to custom and then change this and then put this to like 300 and put this to like 120 or like 155, like something like this, and then like 60 over here and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, go fuck yourself, because you can leave it unlimited and have unlimited frames. There's not a point where your PC or your GPU in your computer case is going to jump out the case, run out the front door, and you're going to be like, why are you running? And you're going to be like, no, because you put me on unlimited. Because you can do so. I've been running all my games on unlimited frames all the time. I literally sold my old GPU for a really cheap price to one of my best friends, and he's running my 2060 OC right now, and he also has this unlimited in Call of Duty. That GPU is still running strong. So don't let people tell you, like, for instance, no, you need to customize this because you're going to kill your GPU. Your GPU will not die. It is physically impossible for your GPU to die. It's physically impossible to do it in here and kill it. If you do overclocking, yeah, maybe you can kill your GPU. It's physically possible to kill your GPU by doing overclocking. But doing unlimited frames in the game settings itself can do jack shit to your GPU. Literally jack shit. All right. So tell the people that says, no, you have to customize it, to go fuck themselves. All right. Anyways, so menu render resolution, native. Put it at native, please. Leave it at native. Pause game rendering off. Focus mode, 0, and then apply these settings like this. From here, you're going to come to the quality tab. All right. Now, obviously, mine is custom because I customize these things inside here, okay? So, like these things and whatever I have inside here, I customized myself. I actually had a comment saying, yo, dude, I don't have the custom option inside here. Mine only says extreme, ultra, balance, basic, minimum, you know, and then a reset to recommended, right? So I was like thinking to myself, like, maybe this person is really new to computers, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, you know? Otherwise, I would have roasted the living shit out of that person and just be like, what the fuck? You physically need to start changing things inside you before that turns to custom, you know? But I'm not going to be a dick and say that to the person because you might be new to computers and you don't know what you're doing yet. So you will learn. Don't worry. You will learn. It takes a little bit of time. It's not like you're going to just you buy a computer today and then tomorrow you know everything about computers. That's not how fucking life works. Unfortunately not. It just doesn't work like that. Anyways, so as you can see, I have mine a custom, and then I have Nvidia DLSS on right now at this very moment. And then I go here, and I go to quality, and I have mine at 50%. If you have a 40 series graphics card like me, please go ahead and use Nvidia DLSS, use it at quality, use it at 50%. It doesn't matter which 40 series card you have, please use Nvidia DLSS at quality at 50%. Leave this off. It's a shit option. Turn it the fuck off, turn it the fuck off, turn it the fuck off, and done. This VRAM scale target 80%. Do not dim this down. You're only going to dim this down if you are running a, I don't know, the equivalent of a calculator graphics card. Then you can go ahead and put this at 50 like that. You should be fine, okay? I know that people out there don't have, you know, I don't know, want to sell their kidneys to buy graphics cards. I know it's expensive these days for graphics cards and stuff like that. So I try and help everyone out there as best I can. It doesn't matter what machine you are running. It really doesn't matter. You can run low end, medium end, high end, NASA fucking machines. You can launch nukes through your fucking computer. I don't give a fuck. I help everyone that I can. And I'm going to go over these settings myself and show you what you should be using. All right. Like I said, 80% if you have a 40 series card. You can go with 80% if you have a 30 series card and 80% if you have a 20 series card. When it comes to a 10 series card, I highly recommend you put this at 65 like that. If you have anything lower than that, you're going to go to 50 like that. That's the VRAM scale when it comes to the GPU that you're currently running, and you just listen to my voice about the cards that I just explained. All right, from here, I'm just going to change this back to 80 because that's where my GPU loves its sweet spot. Okay, I have frame generation on. It gives me the option because I have a 40 series graphics card. Awesome. Now, if you have a 40 series graphics card, please go ahead and enable this. It generates AI frames, and I'm not going to get into this because it's going to be a fucking 7-hour video if I have to go into what frame generation does, because it creates AI frames. So it's a frame, then it's a AI created frame, then it's a frame, then it's an AI created frame, then it's a frame, then it's an AI created frame. I know what frame generation does. Don't leave me comments like, yo, dude, do you even know what frame generation is? No, hey, I just bought the card for shits and giggles. For fuck's sakes. Anyways, I'm not going to explain this, otherwise I'll make this video way too fucking long. Anyway, so people has asked me, yo, dude, do you get like input latency and like stutters and stuff like that when you use frame generation? No, I don't. I physically don't. I really don't. When I was running my 9700K and 16 gigs of RAM with my old machine with my 4070 Super, I had this on and I still didn't get input latency or stutters or anything in my game. Now I'm running a 14700K with DDR5 memory with my new GPU, and yeah, the game runs perfectly fine. There's no stutters, there's no fucking input delay, there's no nothing. It runs perfectly fine. Use Nvidia DLSS frame generation if you have this option. Take advantage of it. Please go ahead and do so. All right, let's go over the rest of them. Now, the rest of this I just want to go over is this. If you want your game to look like a AAA title game and you don't own a 40 series card, okay? Lots of people don't own a 40 series card and lots of people do. So this is for everyone out there, from low end to medium end to high end to fucking NASA graphics cards. It doesn't matter. Okay. Intel is a very good upscaling to make your game look like a AAA title game, and it doesn't matter what graphics card you are running. It could be AMD side, it could be an Nvidia side, doesn't matter. If you have a decent enough GPU and you know it's decent, you go with the Intel upscaling over here and you go to quality or balanced. Okay, do not go to ultra quality. You will lose FPS and you'll lose performance in your game. So quality or balance, and you should be good to go. Make sure this is at 80%. And you should be good to go. All right. From here, I'm just going to go over the rest of them. Nvidia DLSS, I skip this option all the time because it's a dog shit upscaling. It's dog shit. Please don't use this. Doesn't matter what GPU you're running. Doesn't matter what PC you are physically running, do not use this option. It's physical dog shit. Nvidia image scaling, a lot of people still run, and then they go over here, they go to native, and this is your own personal preference. Or you go to ultra quality if your GPU can handle it, or you go to quality, or you go to balance. Please just do not put this on performance. You're going to tear out your own fucking eyes of how bad the game looks. Please don't use performance. All right. You're going to go to balance if you have a low-end GPU, quality if you have a medium-end GPU, and then ultra quality if you have a high-end GPU. All right. Cool. Awesome. From here, you're going to go to AMD FSR 1.0. I don't recommend this to anyone, to be honest with you. Right now, at this very moment, with the reloaded version and all the updates Call of Duty has released, do not use AMD FSR 1.0. Use AMD FSR 3.0 if you have a budget gaming graphics card or a budget gaming machine. You're going to come here and use balanced. Please go ahead and use balanced, okay? If you can get away with quality, use quality. If you can get away with native, so it uses your native resolution of your monitor, you can get away with it, then use it. Test them out. You physically need to test this out with your machine. If you don't test it out, you won't know what's going on. All right? That's why I said to people, I provide a service. If you'd like me to tweak your PC for you, for the best gameplay experience ever, and I personally tweak your machine, just email me and we should be good to go. And then I can take it from there. All right? So I do provide a service for people. If you want to email me, you can just email me, and then I do ask a fee, and then I'll just do your machine for you. Then you don't have to do jack shit. All right? And I'll make your machine run better than what it already runs. Cool. Anyways, from here, we're going to go to this over here, Fidelity FX Cache. A lot of people still prefer Fidelity FX Cache, and it doesn't even matter what GPU they're running. They can run a 4090. I've seen people run 4090s with Fidelity FX Cache. Why? Because the game looks really sharp, and it looks really good at Fidelity FX Cache. And you also do a lot of FPS in the game in general, and the game runs really, really well. Okay, so I would recommend you change this to your own personal preference. That's my personal preference, is 50 when it comes to the Fidelity FX Cache on my specific screen. All right, but right now, at this very moment, these are my settings. This is what I'm using with my machine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are running a low-end machine and you're using AMD FSR 3.0, come down over here, and then where it says texture resolution, put this to low. There's not a lot of difference between low and normal. If your machine can handle normal, select normal and take this and put it at low. You can have that at normal and that at low. If you have AMD FSR 3.0 on and you've got a budget gaming machine to a mid gaming machine, all right, you should be good to go with this. All right, cool. Now, when it comes to you wanting really good quality out of your game and you know you've got a really decent machine, Nvidia DLSS is the way to go right now. And then you have this over here at high and you have this at high. This is how I run my game, and I run my game perfectly fine like this. But to be honest with you, you don't need it to be at high. You can have it at normal and have this at normal, and your game will have more FPS and it will still look exactly the same as high. High will give you a slight but very tiny bit more quality in the game, but it's not even noticeable while you're running. And most of the cases you're running, unless you're one of the people that sit in a building and camp and wait for someone to walk into the door. But anyways, there is players like that, unfortunately, in life, but welcome to the bush. Anyways, from here, we're going to go on, and we're going to go here. Depth of field is your own personal preference. I turn this off. It's a multiplayer game. Why the fuck would you use this? Why the fuck would you have this on? Anyways, detail quality level, low. Particle resolution, very low. You do not need this at all. You really don't. Bullet impacts, put this on. It doesn't impact FPS, doesn't impact RAM, CPU, or GPU. Put it on. From here, you're going to go to the effects and turn it off. Shader quality at low. I tell this to people with 4090 cards to put this at low. Trust me, when you put this at low, it gives you more frames and you don't need to see these things. I'm just going to make an example for you. Can you see the water here? And then there's no water there. And this is, the crane is reflecting over here. Then it's not reflecting there when it's off, right? So when it's at low, it will look like this. You don't need to see this. You really don't need to see that. You want to see enemies and shoot enemies. It's not like you're going to jump into the game and watch the scenery. Unless you know, the games are, like for instance, let's make an example. The game's already fucked. It runs like dog shit on most people's PCs in general. Why would you then use options like, you know, high and ultra and shit like that? No, turn it to low and leave it at low. Thank you. On-demand texture streaming literally downloads the textures on the fly through the internet, so turn it the fuck off. Don't use this. Okay, this I have at normal, and I highly recommend you leave yours at normal as well. It doesn't matter what GPU you are running, what machine you are running, run it at normal. Shadow and lighting is very, very important in this game. It's extremely important. Sorry, my nose is a bit running. I'm starting to get a little bit sick. You can actually hear it in my throat. Sorry about that. Anyways, shadow and lighting is just an FPS tanker. It just tanks FPS on any machine. So if you don't have the highest end graphics cards, turn this like this. Very low, off, 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 low. Please go ahead and do so. I tell this to people with 4090 graphics cards as well, and then they see more FPS. I've actually seen my clients that I work with, that I do FPS boost guides for and stuff like that, when they send me emails and I go through Discord and they pay me a fee and I tweak the machine for them. I put this all like this on a 4090, and then they do 510 FPS while playing multiplayer. Right? So it's just an FPS hogger. Turn these things off. You don't need them. Turn them the fuck off. All right? Exactly like mine, and you should be good to go. Scroll down, and then this as well. Tessellation off, off, always off, leave it the fuck off, and done. Volumetric quality low. Physics quality, you do not need to see the physics in this fucking game. Honestly, you don't. It's not single player, it's multiplayer. Turn it the fuck off. Weather grid volumes, turn it off. I wish these two options can just fuck out of this game, since you don't need them in a multiplayer game. I would understand if we were tweaking settings for single player, that would be understandable, but turn them the fuck off. Turn them off. Apply these settings from here, and we're going to go to the view tab. Now, the view tab is your own personal preference. It's literally your own personal preference. I cannot tell you what to do inside here. I cannot do so. But one thing I can tell you is put this. It's normally at 0.25. So it will look like this. So 0.25, it will look like that. Turn this down to, just type in 000. You can just do that. And then it will take it to 0. Leave your film grain. You don't want your screen to look like a 1994 monitor. Please don't do that. Just leave it at 0.00. You don't want any film grain happening in your game. You don't want that, okay? So leave this at 0.00. Field of view is your own personal preference. Affected is always the best thing to use. Scroll all the way down. And then this one over here where it says inverted flash. Take advantage of this if you don't want to get flashbanged at night and your whole room goes white. Turn this on. It's your own personal preference yet again. From here, you are going to go here to interface and come down to color customization. Select this option, and you're going to do this. This is going to be your own personal preference. I have me as like a gold color, gold yellowish color. This is what I use. My team and my party, both the same color. And then my enemies I have here as magenta pink. You go to make a custom color, and then you're going to use this little bar here to select your color that you want, and then you say apply custom color, and then your enemies that you ping when people takes a hard point or people are extracting money or whatever you're playing, everything will be pinged for your enemies, and they're much easier to see than any other color in the game. So this is why I use magenta pink. Anyways, scroll down, you're going to come to color filter, use filter 2, go to both, 100%, 100%, you should be good to go. Now, the most important thing you're going to need to do is this right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the most important step you're going to need to take before everything applies to your machine. You're going to need to click this button for these settings to apply to your machine that you just set right now. You're going to click on Restart Shader Preloading, select it, say Restart, and then press Escape, 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 and just keep pressing Escape the whole time until it says Quit to Desktop. You're going to say Yes, quit to your desktop if you're playing it through Battle.net or Steam. It doesn't matter where you're playing this game through. Quit out of Steam because you need to force close Steam. Top left, exit, top left, exit, and get out of it. Then, what I highly recommend you go ahead and do is, you're going to go back to the config file and change the stuff that I told you to change, because you now have a brand new config file created if you did delete the config file. Ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, share this video, leave a super thanks if this actually worked for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this video from the beginning to the end and you applied these settings and everything works perfectly fine for you, please do me this favor. Leave a comment down below. The GOAT is back, baby. Join my membership if you would like to become a member on my YouTube channel. It would mean a lot to me. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like me to tweak your PC for you myself, go to my email right there at the top there, and then send me an email, and we can take it from there. As always, hope this helped you guys out. And as always, peace